Yeah, great battle by our squad tonight. Um, Playing back-to-back and rising to the occasion on back-to-back nights and having some really great performances from our team. I'm super proud of them. Credit to Penn State. They had to play back-to-back and travel, and they had enough. I think we were so consistent in the first two sets. We hit 323 and then 325 against a great team. And the first set, just a couple defensive executions, let them, go off a little bit offensively. They hit over 500. I think one of the coolest storylines of this is how close the third was when we weren't producing offensively. What does that mean for us? I think it means that we're playing a brand of volleyball that can absorb different things, and we haven't been able to do that in the past. We've had to have the offense to absorb whether it's service or service errors or some other form of the game, and I think it just shows the progress that we're making, and I'm super excited to continue through this battle of the Big Ten. There's no place like it, no conference like it, and I'm so excited to be a part of it and to have a team that was thrown together and put together 3 months ago that is battling within it. I think that is just such a testament to the people that we have in the locker room, our coaching staff, our administration, and everyone that touches our program. I'm just super proud of our fight tonight.
Questions? Coach, you sort of struggled, it seemed, from the service line at moments. Is that something that you're looking to sort of clean up moving forward? And it seemed like last night you did really well from the service line.
Yeah, I think what we have 9 aces, 16 errors. It's decent. It's a little bit more than we would like to be from a couple different people. It's interesting though, because those couple people that were a little higher error tonight actually got some of our aces that we normally get from maybe Val or Alana. And so the risk reward is always a battle, and we're going to have this team go for it. That's going to be our mindset. We're going to let them go. If it's not our night from the service line, maybe we can absorb it in some other areas, but we're going to serve to be playing in December. We're not going to adjust to be playing right now in October.
Coach, every single set was so close and so competitive. What positives can you take from battling it out with a really good Penn State team?
Lots of positives. There's so much good stuff that's happening on our side of the net right now. Our floor defense has really improved drastically, and super stoked for Nat. I think she was kind of a silent superhero in last night's match that probably didn't get enough recognition, but some of her touch quality was great last night, and again it showed again tonight. And Reese becoming in the full-time bro is doing a nice job, and blocking execution. Our scout is pretty dense right now, and it takes some time to get to a place where you can execute on all of it when you get on the court together. And so they're doing a really, really great job. And we're a couple of points away, like you said. And it's not like a moral victory. We want to win. We're not hiding from that fact, okay? But we're trending in a really good direction right now. And I just hope we can keep it going, And that's not to say we're not going to hit another road bump next week or this or that, but we're going to have belief that we're going to get it going again and see how good we can be, I think, on Wednesday in LA.
Coach, you emphasized last night that the win only counted as one. How do you apply that tonight in the loss while kind of taking the positives and negatives out of it?
Hopefully we're pretty detached from results. That's what I mean by it's just one last night. It wasn't a statement. It wasn't this. It wasn't that. We get the Instagram post of an upset. That shouldn't matter. The only thing that should matter to us is the belief that we have coming into the room the next day.
Coach, you talked about it before, but does it feel like with the crowd, there's just this organic energy that just kind of maybe match by match just seems to keep getting better? And what's that playing in front of?
I think the biggest thing that it helps is it makes us feel a part of a community. I think this was our record attendance tonight for a match this year. 3,200, something like that, right? 32, 35. And probably our high as a student section as well. And I couldn't be more grateful to be part of this, and our fans make this such a special environment, and I think this team is worth falling in love over for our community, and it's worth showing up for them because we're going to keep battling, we're going to keep fighting, and we're going to keep coaching our butts off to see if we can be good the next time we get to play in front of them, because we know we're important, we know we're a valued part of this community.
On that note of the crowd, on that 25-25 point, you were like firing up the crowd. Like, when do you kind of choose to step in when you already have this connection organically?
Yeah, it was just at the end there that like it was out of a timeout, or I think there was a challenge, and it just took us a second to lock back in after the challenge. It was like, okay, let's get on it. Like, let's go. Didn't work, so maybe I don't do that next time.
Coach, you sort of shut down Kennedy Martin after like a stellar first set, but then it sort of seemed like that when other players sort of came through for Penn State and then you adjusted for them, Kennedy Martin came back. What were those adjustments like in real time?
I don't know if you ever shut down Kennedy Martin. She's pretty stellar. Like, she deserves all the flowers that she gets and all the recognition. Like, she's great. That team over there, they've put together a roster that can compete on a whole different, like a bunch of different levels. And when somebody else is needed, you know, they have answers. And they ran the middle really effectively tonight. And so all you can tell your team is like, hey, we're due. So they were taking advantage of the matchup with Cora a little bit as a blocker. And the only thing you can tell her is like, hey, set up, keep believing, and you're due. It's kind of like loaded dice at that point. Like, you're due to get one right now. And she got a huge block touch at the end of the match and gave us the opportunity to get back in it. And so, you know, sometimes you got to battle through some of that stuff on any given night. Again, super proud of our defensive adjustments. They hit below 300 in sets 2 and 3, and after hitting, you know, 560 in the first, and the first was still close. It was 22-25, and so the more we can absorb, the more we can, you know, have these little touches between points, whether it's hitter coverage or tip coverage or something like that, the better off we're going to be. And we haven't been getting a ton of those early this season, and now we're starting to trend in the right direction. So again, super excited about this. Not like fired up on the result tonight. Like, I think we're close. I think we're a couple points away, right? And I think we can do it. But we're knocking on the door, and I think that's a pretty cool place to be.
Alana took on a huge role offensively, especially in the first 2 sets. What does it mean for her to be able to handle that workload as a freshman?
Gosh, what Alana is doing for our team and for our community right now is pretty special. This is going to be the hardest year for her to do that. And so I can't wait for us to be 3 years down the road and seeing her and laughing at some of these moments where, gosh, can we set her like 3 times a row in a rally, and then her not blinking in her senior year. But man, she's doing an incredible job for us right now. I think she would tell you her teammates have supported her and are looking out for her all the time. And I think she would also tell you that she loves being a part of our Oregon community.
On the other end, Sophia powered that comeback in the last set. What does that mean for a graduate student to step in that moment, especially following there was a miscommunication on a point right before that? Like, just what does it mean for her to step up like that?
It's something that I've seen from her throughout her career. Obviously, I've gotten to coach her for a couple of years now, and I remember the first time I recruited her, it was because she walked into, you know, what was a P4 program and just had the attitude and the mindset that she was the best player on the court. And so she has the ability to do that in any given match. And we have still some areas to grow for everyone. And so we're going to address those things. But yeah, I think to have that sort of confidence in those moments is a big deal, and she has it.
Coach, the team looked loose coming out. Was that kind of based on the win last night, especially early in the first set? There were moments they were just like smiling between points. Like, how was the preparation different following the win last night?
Much of the same as far as prep, just in a shorter time period. You know, we start this week. We had an off day on Monday. We started watching Penn State players on that Tuesday, and then we focused the rest on Minnesota. And so today is more of a refresher on player tendencies, and then getting into some rotation specifics and seeing if we can capitalize on anything they're trying to do distribution-wise.